course, across the world. While the second segment will be dedicated for our social diary corner, People and Events, where we highlight social events of various degrees. This will be anchored by Mojisola Shulaja, and of course today is not going to be a different one. Hello, Mojisola.
Hello, Adunwole, and to all lovers of people and events. Good evening. The program will come up later, so what's the people's telling?
I remain your anchor on this segment. Adewale Dusumu is my name. Do stay with us. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. And don't forget that you can watch us live on these platforms: Apple, Roku, Facebook, and Android devices. You can also watch us live on OGTV website, www.ogtv.com.ng/live, and you can send your emails to info@ogtv.com.ng. And our details. Activities marking the Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration for year 2023 have been rounded off across Nigeria, with the commemorative wreath laying at the cenotaph of the unknown soldier. President Muhammadu Buhari presided over the event, which was a solemn one and a symbolic one at the National Arcade in Abuja, the nation's capital. Our grateful Nigerian nation once again remembers her fallen heroes, those who paid the ultimate price for herself and that of humanity. Their sacrifices during the world wars, the Nigerian Civil War, as well as various peace operations around the world, return to the front burner. It's also an opportunity to spare a thought for the incapacitated veterans, those left behind by the departed heroes, and the troops still actively engaged in a daunting task of preserving the national security. For President Muhammadu Buhari, this year's wreath-laying ritual in honor of the fallen heroes and those still battling to protect and defend the nation's integrity is the 8th and the last he will be performing as the Commander-in-Chief. So also the Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. They were joined at the solemn occasion by the Senate President Herbert Lawan, Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila of the House of Representatives, Chief Justice of Nigeria, as well as the Ministers of Defense and FCT. The fallen heroes were also honored by the Chief of Defense Staff, Serving Chiefs, and the Inspector General of Police, as well as representatives of the Diplomatic Corps, the Nigerian Legion, and widows of the fallen heroes. Nigerians have been told to be kind and assist the widows and widowers of the fallen heroes who sacrificed their lives in protecting the territorial integrity of the nation. Ogun State Governor Prince Dr. Abeokuta made the submission at the 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration held at the Arcade Ground, Okemoso, Abeokuta. Governor's Office correspondent Yusuf Ganiu reports.
The Armed Forces Remembrance Day, which is celebrated every 15th of January each year, is basically a reminder of the sacrificed gallant officers and soldiers of the armed forces that laid down their lives during the peacekeeping mission and the Boko Haram insurgency, banditry and kidnapping across the length and breadth of the country offered. Governor Abeokuta, among other dignitaries, arrived the Arcade Ground in Okemoso, Abeokuta to celebrate the heroes with a special parade. After laying of wreath and release of pigeon, Governor Abeokuta noted that the peaceful coexistence being enjoyed in the country was made possible by the commitment and dedication of the Nigerian Armed Forces personnel, which to him needs to be appreciated by being helpful towards the improvement of their welfare.
Yes, it is important to remember them today. They did that set aside. But it's more important to remember them every day. To not just come here today and walk away and then come back next year. But to remember that these are people that without whom we may not be able to have peace, law, order, security that we need, that is directly responsible for our socio-economic development, and that has allowed all of us to go about looking for our means of livelihood. So every day, let us display an act of love, an act of appreciation to their families. Let us, in one way or the other, let us remember them.
He admonished the politicians to avoid eating up the polity, as the current administration has put in place a serene environment for all the political parties to campaign without fear, warning that anyone attempts to cause crisis in the state during the election period will be dealt with in accordance with the law of the land.
We will leave no stone unturned to ensure that we continue to promote peaceful coexistence, tolerance, inter-party tolerance. We continue to lower the political temperature. By warn our parents to ensure that their kids are not used for any acts of violence or thuggery as we prepare for the forthcoming election.
The event was attended by dignitaries, including members of the State Assembly, led by Speaker Olakunle Oluomo, members of the State Executive, security heads, government functionaries, and traditional rulers, among others. Yusuf Ganiyu, OGTV News.
The grand finale of the 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration was held at the arcade ground Okemoso, Abeokuta, Ogun State. The nationwide celebration is to honor injured and fallen heroes who fought for the unity of Nigeria. Ayodeji Oluwumi completes the report.
Armed Forces Remembrance Day celebration is a special occasion where injured and fallen heroes are celebrated and appreciated for their sacrifices at ensuring peace, unity and stability of Nigeria. The special parade and laying of wreath, which had active servicemen, retired servicemen, government officials, traditional rulers and dignitaries, was described as an event that provides motivation for the security personnel.
I see it as something that is very necessary, something that is very important. Because sometimes when they are in service, they are not celebrated. And they devote their life to the service of the nation.
It is an important program that will show that at least all serving personnel and officers will do the work with commitment.
That is why it is so important we must continue to do this. It is a way to motivate those that are still serving, that even if I serve and I die, these are things that can happen after me.
Former military administrators used the avenue to relay the plight and challenges being faced after active service as they appeal continuous government support.
Engagement after retirement is a big deal, to make sure that many officers and men, get engaged after retirement.
Ex-servicemen generally need resources to be able to maintain themselves. Once you leave service, those things you used to benefit while in service are not the same again.
As far as I'm concerned, the government is actually trying to see to the welfare of all, but there's still room for improvement, I think.
Laying of wreath was performed by the state governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, heads of security agencies, Speaker of the House of Assembly, Chief Judge of the state, paramount rulers, and the representative of widows of the injured and fallen heroes. Firing of the 3 volleys was observed by the military to pay tribute to the fallen heroes. Ayodeji Oluwumi, OGTV News.
The campaign train of Ogun State Governor Prince Dapo Abiodun for the 2023 general elections will be in Udogbolu local government on Monday, 16th January 2023. Abiodun will first have a meeting with the people of Ifesuwapo block at the front of Imudi Moson Maternity Hospital, Molipa Express Road, Ijebu-Ode, and at 10 in the morning. After this is another meeting with people of Leguru at St. James's Primary School, Mobalufo, Atiba, at noon, and a short stop at Idowa Sawmill, 20 minutes past noon. Commissioning of Idowa Ibefo Road at Ibefo will be next by 12:30 before a meeting with royal fathers at the Daguris Palace, adjacent the venue of the commissioning at 2 p.m. A rally at St. Paul's Anglican Primary School, Odugbolu, on Road Ososa at 4 in the afternoon will wrap up the day. The Nigerian Police Force Public Relations Officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi has debunked the rumored planned strike of members of the force. Adejobi, who was apparently reacting to a publication by online news platform Sahara Reporters on a purported planned mega protest in Lagos by policemen over alleged 6 months unpaid arrears, said policemen protesting or embarking on strike was not possible. Debunking these in a series of tweets on Saturday, Force PRO Adejobi said, "Police force is not a labor union or group where its personnel meet and deliberate on protest or strike. It's not possible in the MPF being a regimental organization." According to the online platform, only grade levels 03, 04, 05, and 06 and few 07 police officers were paid arrears, while those in grade levels 08, 09, 10, and 11 were not paid, saying sources added that assistant commissioners of police up to the Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, had however been paid 4 months arrears. A source added that they started paying last week, but it was stopped on Tuesday, January 4, 2023. Everywhere is quiet and nobody can say this is the cause. The report added that another senior police officer, names withheld, said senior inspectors from Lagos Police Command are planning to protest at the Lagos Command headquarters on Monday over the unpaid 6 months arrears. It has been 2 weeks now, but no communication from police authorities concerning the arrears, and mobile police officers are threatening to protest. That is why the IGP called all the squadron commanders for a retraining, but it was a warning, not a training. The federal government, through the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, has requested details of members of the Congress of University Academics for payment of withheld salaries. KANUA, a rival union of university lecturers, which parted from the Academic Staff Union of Universities, had in December 2022 threatened to drag the federal government to court over the withheld salaries of its members, as it maintained that its members were not part of the 8-month ASU strike, which lasted from February to October 2022. The circular, signed on behalf of the AGF by the Director, Integrated Payroll and Personal Information System, Charles Wali, addressed to the Cornwall President, Mr. Niyi Sumonu, was dated January 13, 2023. Meanwhile, Cornwall is also requested to forward these details to facilitate seamless deductions and remittance of check of dues, evidence of registration, official account details of the union, membership list of the union signed by each member, percentage of deduction with check of dues, amount to be deducted from each member, mode of remittance between the headquarters and local chapters. The Ogun State government has commenced the prosecution of the owner of an illegal media facility or medical facility for various infractions, saying it will leave no stone unturned in combating quackery in the state. The government had a few weeks ago sealed some health facilities in Iweko local government area for falling short of set standards. But the monitoring team of the Ministry of Health, barely a week after the sanction, discovered that the proprietor of Divan Hill Clinic and Maternity Home, located in Papalanto axis of Iwekoro, had broken the government seal and resumed operations. In a statement by the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Koka, the maternity home was not duly registered and it lacked qualified medical personnel, noting that the audacious move of the proprietor to remove government seal and resume operation forced the ministry to initiate legal actions against her. Kuka said the case is being handled by the Department of Public Prosecution (DPP) of the State Ministry of Justice, adding that monitoring of private medical facilities will be sealed up in the new year to unearth fake practitioners and facilities that are not operating without government approval or below the set standards. The commissioner added that the government will no longer tolerate the illegal activities of medical quackery in the state, expressing her optimism that the prosecution of those found wanting will serve as a deterrent to others. She advised that anyone intending to operate a health facility should go through the standard procedures of the state government. The Edo State Police Command said 12 more passengers who were adopted at the Ubuaja train station had been rescued unhurt on Saturday in Hubua Forest. On Sunday, the State Police Commissioner Mohammed Dakwara said the rescue mission was made possible by the joint forces working tirelessly to ensure the victims were reunited with their families unhurt. He said the joint security forces in Edo State, in a concerted effort to rescue the abducted victims of the Ugweabi train station attack, stormed Ugwa Forest in a joint operation through a technical intelligence provided to the Command and Control Intelligence Rapid Response Squad, and rescued 12 victims unhurt. They are Eunice Eseba, 56 years, Miriam Mawe, 28 years, Faith Smith, 42 years, Precious Egweji, 28 years, Ubehi Omade, 39 years, and Anne Benson, 42 years. Others are Favor Akubo, 18 years, Akeme Ihememe, 48 years, Christian Iyeri, 33 years, Emmanuel Isieba, 67 years, Yoha Julius, 25 years, and Agueli Beatrice, 42 years. He added that the latest rescued victims bring to 18 the number of victims rescued, while 2 others who are staff members of the Nigerian Railway Corporation are still being held captive by the kidnappers, and promised to ensure continued operations and synergy towards rescuing the remaining 2. Any home built on the foundation of Christ, love, mutual respect, trust, and openness will stand the test of time and remain intact when confronted with challenges. Lead Pastor Araromi Baptist Church, Moshi, Reverend Ade Shubului, stated this at the solemnization in holy matrimony between Prince Badibu Adene Kotejoshu, the son of Oshile Okionoegba, and Princess Ulwa Damilola Adedokun at Chapel of Christ the Light, Ikeja, Lagos. Matthew Shomi completes the report.
The Prince of Oshile Okionoegba, Gbadebo Adenekon Tejosho, being joined with a princess from Ado-Awaye in Osun State, Oluwadamilola Adedokun, at a solemnization of holy matrimony attended by traditional rulers in Ogun and Osun State, title chiefs, and other dignitaries. Reverend Ade Shubului, in his sermon centered around building a successful home, encouraged the newlyweds to make prayers and total dependence on God the centerpiece of their home.
To build a home, a family that God instituted by himself, wisdom is needed.
The marriage certificate was signed by the couple in the presence of their parents, the royal fathers in attendance, and were thereafter presented to the congregation. The royal families of Oshile Okionoegba and Ado-Awaye were then joined by the deputy governor of Ogun State, Engineer Noimo Salako Yedele, and her husband, royal fathers, and other distinguished personalities at a grand and colorful reception held at Classic Event Center, Ikeja, where Barrister Deni Iraji served as the chairman of the occasion. Some of the royal fathers, chiefs, and dignitaries in attendance have these words for the couple as they begin their marital journey.
For me, it's a prayer. I wish them very blissful marriage. All the things that the couple need.
I'm blessed with marriage. I wish them the same. The best thing is not to allow the third person into their life.
The groom's mother, Olo Yetunde Tejosho, parents, brothers, uncles, and family members of the couple advised them to do everything they need to do to make success of their union.
I can't just explain it. God is a wonderful God. A wonderful God indeed. I didn't expect all this, but it surprised me.
God will support them. Both of them, they will not have problem.
It's a thing of joy to find a right partner. And when you find one, you have to be correct.
Why will you let the old men spend all their money on you on this kind of occasion, and then you disappoint them, or disappoint even with the guests and the family that came to witness? So you must be serious when you become a husband.
It's not the wealth, it's not the number of houses or the number of cars. But if you have good character, you'll be able to live happily.
The couple have these sweet words to describe each other with.
She's a very beautiful woman, she's very honest, and she's very, very intelligent.
He's a man of few words, and he's a kind man.
The Juju maestro, evangelist Ebenezer Obe Fabi, spiced up the occasion. Earlier, a traditional engagement was held where the two lovers were joined in a traditional way. Matthew Shomi, OGTV News.
At least 40 people were killed on Sunday when an aircraft of domestic carrier Yeti Airlines crashed in Pokhara in Nepal, a Nepal Aviation Authority officials said. According to Daily Mail, local television showed thick black smoke billowing from the crash site as rescue workers and crowds of people gathered around the wreckage of the aircraft. There were 72 people on the twin-engine ATR-72 aircraft operated by Nepal's Yeti Airlines, including 2 infants, 4 crew members, and 10 foreign nationals, said airline spokesman. Rescue operations are on, said Jagannath Nuhola, spokesman for Nepal Civil Aviation Authority. The weather was clear and hundreds of rescue workers are still at the hillside. The plane was 15 years old, according to the flight tracking website Flight Radar 24. The ATR-72 is a widely used twin-engine turboprop plane manufactured by a joint venture of Airbus and Italy's Leonardo. Yeti Airlines had a fleet of 6 ATR-72-500 planes, according to its website. And Chelsea on Sunday announced that Mikhailo Mudryk has finalized his move from Shakhtar Donetsk to the club after agreeing personal terms. The Ukrainian international, who turned 22 earlier this month, put pen on an 8.5-year contract with the Blues to seal his move to Stamford Bridge. Speaking on the transfer, Chelsea chairman Todd Burley and co-controlling owner Bedard Burley said they are delighted to welcome Mikhailo to Chelsea. They added that he is a hugely exciting talent who they believe will contribute his quota to the club. Still talking sports, full-fledged match day 1 of the Nigerian Professional Football League. New season was played across various centers in the country on Sunday. In Enugu, Abia Warriors got the better of their host, Enugu Rangers 2-0, as Bayelsa United and the Cabo FC ended their tie 1-1. Newcomers Duma United were also held 1-1 at home by visiting Sunshine Stars. Kwara United were held goalless in Ilorin by visiting Gombe United, as Plateau United and Shooting Stars ended their 6-goal thriller 3-3. In Ikene, Remo Stars humbled El Kanemi 2-0. Defending champions Rivers United beat Lobi Stars 2-1. Eyimba beat Nasarawa United 2-1 away, as another victory was produced when Niger Tornadoes hit Wiki Tourist 2-0 in Bauchi. The new season kicked off last weekend when newly promoted Insurance of Benin shocked Akwa United 2-0 in Uyo. Still from the Premier League, Arsenal extended their league at the top of the Premier League to a comfortable 8 points with an outstanding performance and win in the North London derby at Tottenham. The Gunners took full advantage of Manchester City's loss at Manchester United on Saturday with an impressive show of style in the first half and still after the break to claim a vital 3 points. Arsenal were held by a blunder from hapless Spurs keeper Hugo Lloris when he fumbled Bukayo Saka's cross into his own net after 14 minutes. But it was no more than Mikel Arteta's side's deserved as Captain Odegaard drilled in a second from the outside box 18 9 minutes before the break. Spurs, so poor in the first half, did have their chances, but found visiting keeper Aaron Ramsdale in top form as he saved twice either side of halftime from Hurricanes and also denied Ryan scoring. It's now time to join Mujisola Shulaja for the next segment as he's waiting by at the People and Events studio.
Let's get this party started.